Blog Talk Radio.
Check out the full episode of this on Mentellect Patreon.
In the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, and Amen we trust, as the Republic of Mentellect, the real 144,000 is being gathered in this day and time, the Mentalists, the Amen race, the Bright race. Good evening, I'm your host, the intellectual Nuben Minkari, and this is Mentellect Radio, and tonight we're going to be discussing the attempt to bury the image of Dr. York, my mentor, who I hold in very high esteem. Like I said, I made no secret of it. I still support Dr. York and his mission and what he was doing in his time. So much so that when I hear people trying to disparage this man, talk negative about this man, speak all kinds of lies, illogical things about this man, it makes my blood boil. You know, I said I was going to bury this. I wasn't even going to speak on this no more because I said all I had to say. And like I said, y'all know me, my tongue could be vicious, raw, and uncut, but real. Real. And like I said, I put this whole thing to bed. I wasn't even going to speak on it because you know me, I'm speaking on many topics. I'm building my own community, constantly building my own community, my own society, our society, I should say. And I really didn't want to revisit this. I felt like the whole Dr. Malachi Z. York thing was put to rest. The illustrious, let me give that man his respect, the illustrious Dr. Malachi Z. York, whose community is still growing, who there's still Nuwapians out there, or whatever they're referring to themselves as now. He's still, alive and, healthy from what I know and doing what he's doing, living out his life. But I'll say this. No one, and I repeat, no one, with the exception of the messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, has made such a great impression in the minds of our people, especially our people, like I said, across all across the board, no matter what economic situation you come from. What is the attempt to bury the image of Dr. York? What his son is doing? What people, these Chuck Morgan and all these clowns been doing for years. Again, that just goes to show these again made a career off of talking about Dr. York. They made a living off of talking about Dr. York. They made a living off of slandering Dr. York. This is their profession. This is their occupation. You see, this is how they get their money. Dr. York is a big fish. He was a big fish. You see. And when you got a big fish, you look for fishermen to go catch that fish. And you're always going to have fishermen looking to make a name for themselves, people sitting on the side, hating, being jealous, envious. This shit we ain't accomplished nothing. Male shit. Who's attempting this and why? His son, obviously, and some of his other children, maybe not be as vocal as Jacob, but they doing that. And it's sad that that's taking place. Because he meant a lot to a lot of people, and he still do. You ain't gonna never be able to kill the image of Dr. York, no matter how many lies you tell. Is this new? No, it's not. Because I was hearing this stuff, like I said, going back in the day in the 80s. I heard that about a lot of the young dudes doing that to the younger kids. I heard that back in the 80s, early 90s. I heard that. I heard that back then. I heard it from certain people's mouths. The children. Why is Dr. York still being torn down? Because that's how strong his image is. Again, I don't care what you can bring all the people that was informants who were saying he did this to get these buildings, this, that, and the third. What was produced from that work was beautiful books, beautiful knowledge, a beautiful land, a beautiful people. Like I said, people's lives has changed. That's what was produced from that, which y'all talking about. And even you claiming you still love the man. But like I said, that's questionable. If you claim you saw the man do all this and he this monster, why ain't you? I would have changed my name. I would have I would want to have nothing to do with him, but you still talking about him. I wonder why. Why am I doing this broadcast to set the record straight like I always do when it comes to my mentors? Because like I said, to me, Dr. York is the big homie. That's the big homie. And I'm going to stand up for the big homie. I got respect for the big homie. You see, and I'm not going to let no bust against that. I don't give a f*** you his son or not. Sit around here and spread that bitch wolf on him. Get your lies straight, Jake. Get your lies straight. Go back to the yard. But that's it. For the complete broadcast, you're going to have to go to Mentellect Patreon. Go to Mentellect Patreon for this complete broadcast, because it will not, I guarantee you, it will not be on YouTube. Subscribe to Mentellect Patreon and join the Mesoamerican community.
It's the Republic of Mentellect, rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the white race. If it's hell, then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods.